talks in the evening, which doesn't involve you all, but it's okay. We will adjourn at 12 o'clock, we will restart at 2 o'clock, right? And then we'll finish at 4 o'clock or before 4 o'clock. So the time is tight, right? So tomorrow we will have another session. So it's important you all be punctual and be ready with your slides and all that. Okay, who's ready now? Pizarro, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, Hanson ready, okay. Okay, Bismillah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, Andy, ready?
Hani is the like the key. The key of it. Oh, by the way, I'm going to ask you all in Chinese, right? Does xiao jie, is that a positive word?
It's okay.
It depends.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
Depends on the situation.
All right, yeah. Because I was told by my first student from China, xiao jie can mean something else.
Yeah.
It depends. Yeah, you are in on the street or in the KTV. It depends.
Okay. So the context defines the meaning. Okay, all right. Because over here they use it as quite a common term. So a better word would be punyang.
Yeah,
is neutral.
Yeah.
Punyang is neutral.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Cool. Yes.
Just asking a word in Chinese. In Malaysia, the context is used more neutrally, I guess. In China, it can have different meaning. So it's xiao jie means miss, right?
Miss. Okay.
So here, xiao jie means miss, but it can have different meaning in certain contexts.
Some negative.
Meaning. Yeah. So Jonathan said, yeah, karaoke, you're asking for xiao jie. Maybe something else. I guess it probably is the same here, I guess.
Yes.
Because the context defines the meaning, right?
Okay.
All right, got it?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to everyone. Thank you.
This is 8, right?
Thank you, Prof. Reevany, to give me time to present my the upgrade of my proposal on the theme, the international political talk of Mohammad Nasir and his role in the diplomacy in the 20th century. Yes, first of all, I would like to introduce who is the Mohammad Nasir. Actually, he is one of our founding fathers in Indonesia. He fights for Indonesia to get independent from the Dutch colonialism, but actually initially he was a teacher in Indonesia, the Islamic teacher, and then step by step he interested to join the political party or the political activism in Indonesia, and he joined the member of the Majelis Islam A'la Indonesia. It's the umbrella Muslim groups at the time. Consisting Nahdlatul Ulama, Muhammadiyah, Persatuan Islam, Al-Irsyad, and others. It is the umbrella groups, and then later Majelis Islam A'la Indonesia changed to be political party. The biggest Islamic political party in Indonesia, the Masjumi Party or Majelis Syuro Muslimin Indonesia. It looks like the umbrella group of the Muslim groups in Indonesia at the time. And then step by step, Indonesian President Sukarno, the first our president, interested with the Nasir idea about the politics, states, and Islamic ideology and others. And he appoints Mohammad Nasir as the Central Indonesian National Committee. It looked like the assistant agency for the president to form the system of Indonesian states. After get independent from the Dutch colonialism. And then Nasir, Sukarno also appointed him as the Minister of Information, and the peak of the political career of Mohammad Nasir, he became the Indonesian Prime Minister in the 1950 and then 1951. Also the chairman of the Masyumi Party and others. Lastly, the President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, after Reformation era, states Muhammad Nasir as the Indonesian national hero in 2008. Actually, Nasir involvement in the politics not only in the domestic issue, like being the minister and others, he also involved in the many international arena as the chairman's committee, in particular in the Middle East issue, because many Middle Eastern countries at the time still under colonialism. Aljazair in the French colonialism, Libya under Italy and others, Palestine under the British colonialism at the time. So Nasir with the Masyumi party or with the other political figures in Indonesia try to internationalize about this issue so that the many Middle Eastern countries gets independence. And it's some awards from Muhammad Nasir from the other countries. Malik Faisal Awards is the King Saudi from the Algeria president and others. So Nasir as the Indonesian founding fathers promoting the global peace in any issue, in any era, his involvement also to being the foundation of Indonesian foreign policy. We call it the politik bebas aktif or free and active foreign policy. It means that Indonesia still in the moderate, still in the middle between the United States and between the Russia. At the times, it's the two power bloc which rules the world. But Indonesia, as the newborn country, still wants to be moderate in the middle, and we have the foreign policy.
What is it called again? What was the term again?
Politik bebas aktif, free and active foreign policy. Yes. Politik bebas aktif. So we cannot join to United States blocs. We also not join to the Russia blocs. Nasir many times criticizes the Masyumi member which want to join to United States blocs at the time, because United States has agenda to spread Indonesia with the leftist bloc, Russia. You know, Indonesian President Sukarno close to China, close to Russia, or close to the left group, left bloc at the time. So Nasir stay. We are in the middle, we are the moderate, we are the Indonesia, we have the unique foreign policy to not join to the two blocs. And others.
In English, it would be free
independence and active foreign policy in English.
Politik bebas dan
aktif.
So free and active.
Free and active, or independence and active. Until now, Indonesia still
is free, you know. Bebas is free, you know.
Bebas, independence and active.
That's free.
Politik ataupun mandiri, maksudnya.
Politik, ya mandiri.
Politik mandiri, bebas, aktif.
Politik mandiri dan aktif.
Politik mandiri
dan aktif.
Politik atau progresif? Politik.
Politik.
So it should be free and active politics.
Yes, foreign policy.
Foreign policy. Okay. There's no independent and free, right?
Free.
Because the word bebas.
Yes, bebas. But it means actually like independence, Prof. Not in one block.
Okay, so
like that.
So, in phrasing it later on, you want to choose the right
term.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
Because this one will lead to the non-aligned movement later on, right?
Yes. Yes, look like non-aligned movement. Non-aligned movement.
This is the basis of it. Okay.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Until now, Indonesia actually still adopt the free and active foreign policy until Indonesian President Joko Widodo, maybe the upcoming President Prabowo Subianto, because it's our constitution to adopt the free and active foreign policy. while we have maintained diplomacy with China, with the United States, with the Russia and others, but we have the basic principle to still moderate. And that's why Nasir involved in many diplomacy actually look like the peace diplomacy to free other countries which facing the colonialism. And also, not only that, Nasir also helping to rebuild a diplomatic relation between Indonesia and other countries, where Indonesia in the Sukarno era and the Suharto era face tense with the other countries. Malaysia, Sukarno says that we have to destroy Malaysia or Ganyang Malaysia, and that Ganyang Malaysia also. Suharto tried to rebuild diplomacy with Malaysia, but Tunku Abdul Rahman didn't respond at the time. After that, Suharto asking Nasir in the jail, because Sukarno sent Nasir in the jail because Masyumi criticized dictatorship of Sukarno and also being opposition to the Sukarno, and Sukarno sent Nasir, his friends and his ally, to the jail. It's common in Indonesia maybe until now.
They learn it from the Dutch.
Yes, Sultan Syahrir also. Yeah,
the Israelis learn it from Nazis.
Yes.
Okay.
Even Sukarno sent Buya Hamka, the popular ulamas in Indonesia, Buya Hamka sent to the jail. And then, but when Sukarno died, Hamka being imam to funeral prayer to the Sukarno. Yes, yes. I think it is the good phenomenon in Indonesia. And the problem statement, as the Indonesian founding fathers, Nasir is seldom studies in academia, in journal, in research, for his global peace involvement, for the peace diplomacy rule, which research and many research in Indonesia just focusing on his domestic role for Muhammad Nasir. And then specifically his diplomatic engagement in the Middle East is often overlooked. Yes, maybe because Indonesia in the Suharto era tried to erase the role of the Masyumi party or the Nasir, because Nasir is opposition in the history textbooks in Indonesia. In the Sukarno era, in the Suharto era, Sukarno is the first, our first president, and Suharto is the second. And at two periods, Nasir being opposition at the time. Even he was the Indonesian Prime Minister in the unitary system, Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia. Nasir is the first Indonesian Prime Minister. So I want to conduct the research to fulfill the gap about the Nasir diplomatic role. And it's first the research question, what's Nasir paradigm to international affairs and the rationale holding to such a view, and then research objective to interpret the international political thought of Muhammad Nasir, because Nasir actually giving the foundation of the Indonesian foreign policy, one of them, besides Muhammad Hatta, Sultan Syahrir, Sukarno, and others. Nasir one of the Indonesian father giving the foundation of our foreign policy. And then how identified paradigm might influence Nasir conduct in solving international issues beyond Indonesia. To the research objective to identify the common roles of Muhammad Nasir in dealing with the international issues beyond Indonesia. And last, what is his mediating role to rebuild Indonesia's fragile relations during both Sukarno and Suharto era. The objective to explain Muhammad Nasir's services in rebuilding Indonesia's relation with the other countries. But I have the limitation of the study. First, this research just provides the complete analysis of the foundation of Muhammad Nasir foreign policy. And the second, available data is restricted information that is accessible within Indonesia. And the another source or the other source maybe just merely supplementary. like in Malaysia, like in the Middle East, it's just supplementary. But the main source that is accessible in Indonesia with staff of Muhammad Nasir, National Archive of Indonesia, Indonesian Foreign Ministry Archives, and also in-depth interview with the experts and Nasir College in Indonesia. And the study seeks to precisely examine Nasir's role in the tackling worldwide issue, especially in the Middle East. And I already tried to find the past research on Muhammad Nasir. Yes, it showed that mostly the research on Muhammad Nasir focus in the diplomatic role, or focus in Muhammad Nasir roles in education, in particular the Islamic education, because he was a teacher before the revolutionary era. After I tried to find the research on Nasir, I summarized that there are 6 theories on Muhammad Nasir foreign policy. First, it refers to idiosyncrasy in foreign policy making, and then social solidarity, social philosophy, the post-secularism in global politics, and institution cohesiveness and liberalism. Yes, when we learn about the international theory, we find one theory. It's the idiosyncrasy in foreign policy. It is the theory wants to emphasize the individual role, individual role in the foreign policy. It's different with the realism, or with the what we call it the post-realism, which is focused on the state role, government role. Yes, but the idiosyncrasy in foreign policy making emphasize the characteristic possessed by an individual in the decision-making process, in particular in the foreign policy. And in making policy, individual will be influenced by their background and the flow of information they know, their desires and the goal they want to achieve, and others. And also, social solidarity is coming from the Ibnu Khaldun, which is emphasized about the social solidarity, because Nasir gathered solidarity from other countries, from the Muslim countries and non-Muslim countries to implement the peace diplomacy. I hope maybe Prof can give me the suggestions about the theory. But the critic of on the idiosyncrasy in foreign policy, the theory tends to take perspective from the individual level analysis.
Say that again?
Yes, the critic to the idiosyncrasy foreign policy just tends to take perspective just the individual level analysis. I using this theory because I mostly elaborate the individual role of Muhammad Nasir. Yes, but there is critic to the idiosyncrasy foreign policy. This is just level analysis, look like ignore the government rule in the foreign policy and others. And the theory focus on individual uncertainty arise when leaders make decisions. And then the data limitation in the idiosyncrasy foreign policy, it's just information about the leader's personal psychology, characteristic, and we know it's look like subjective, limited, and others. And also the social solidarity asobia, it's the past, the old theory actually, the old theory, and sometimes the asobia just look like a focus on the blood relationship, or maybe the ethnic relationship, but Ibnu Khaldun still still give the theory in the social solidarity relationship, the charisma, the leader. That's why I still using the social solidarity, which in line with the some theories for the Muhammad Nasir. And then the post-secularism in global politics. It is actually the theory born because critics to the secular theory in the international relation, which is ignore or reduce the involvement of the religious perspective on the foreign policy. Because Nasir is the Muslim leader, and he give idea in Islam and diplomacy, Islam and politics, Islam and states. So the post-secularism in global politics is in line with the Nasir role in the foreign policy. And also social philosophy, because my thesis also focus on the international political thought of Muhammad Nasir. So I also using the social philosophy to seek the perspective Muhammad Nasir on the political philosophy. And social philosophy is interdisciplinary effort from the insight of the social sciences and philosophy, and it's a branch of the philosophy that strictly conceptual, normative, and transformative ends. And the scope of social philosophy in the political context: first, the human rights, justice, equality, solidarity, and others. But the critic to the post-secularism in global politics and the social philosophy: first, the overgeneralization. The post-secularism theory tends to overgeneralize the relationship between religion and politics, assuming that religion always plays significant role in the shaping international affairs, foreign policy, and others. And then the lack of the policy perception, because when I read the post-secularism and global politics story, this just look like concept. It's normative, not applicable, because the theory try to reveal the involvement of the religious thought in the foreign policy. Yes, we can see like now in the Iran, yeah, and Turkey and other countries which giving the religious and politics in their foreign policy, yes, and others. And then critique social philosophy also, it's look like Eurocentrism. Yes, it's look like Eurocentrism. Some critics highlight the Eurocentric bias in the social philosophy, like human rights, or in the West, tends to in the Western perspective, and it tends to prioritize the Western thought and overlook diverse cultural perspective from the non-Western societies. And then the institution cohesiveness, it is the theory in the sociology, yeah, and the cohesion can be defined as the social relationship, both effective and instrumental. And then the theory of social cohesion within an institution, especially in political institution. Also, when I read the institutional cohesiveness theory, it's mostly the theory refers to the political party institution. Yes, the political party institution, Prof maybe can correct me later, and it's not in the institution in general. Because Nasir, he involved in the political party, but just in the Masyumi party in the period 1950 until 1960. Because Sukarno disbanded Masyumi party at the time, and Nasir later on try to build the institution, but it's not political party. Dewan Dakwah Islamiyah Indonesia. Nasir said, if the past time we dakwah, was dakwah in English, preaching, propagate, yeah, propagate. Oh yeah, propagate, yes, propagate. In the Sukarno era, we propagate with the political party. Now, after Masyumi party disbanded by Sukarno, we play politics with the propagates. Or in Indonesian, bahasa Indonesia, Prof, dulu kita berdakwah dengan politik, sekarang kita berpolitik dengan dakwah. Seperti itu.
That's
then. And then
more confusing for me.
and liberalism, I use also the theory of liberalism in international relation, because this theory emphasize human rights and involving the non-state and the state actors in the world politics, and then concern about the colonialism, human rights, freedom, and others. Yeah, the liberalism. It gives the perspective not only from the state actors, but only from the non-state actors. Yeah. And also the critique on institutional consciousness, the lack of individual agency. Yes, the lack of individual agency, because institutional theory places the little emphasis on the intentional individual agency by focusing cultural norms, shared expectation, and it may overlook the role of the individual actors in shaping organizational behavior and change. Yeah. And then the critique to the liberalism, yes, in the practice, liberal policies may lead to unintended consequences such as economic inequality, social fragmentation, and erosion of cultural identity. Unlike communitarian ideologies, liberalism relies on loose concession of the self-interest rather than the shared values or way of life. And liberalism emphasizes the free market. It is the theory in international relations for now, in the current situation, tend to build up the economic relation between one country and other country. And then research methodology, the research conducted by adopting the archival research. Yeah, archival research is conducted based on the archival research, and data collected from the written source, the articles, news, books, and other kind related with the topic. In this research, focus to deal about the Muhammad Nasir in more detailed elaboration with in his works, documentation, text, transcription, and others. And Fries and Kelly define the archival research refers to the study of data archive. This data archive can take from written or unwritten ones owned by particular organization or individual works. So I combine in this research to take the archive source from the particular organization, like the Masjumi Constitution, Masjumi documentation, and the book of Muhammad Nasir, a speech, and then transcript interview Nasir with the newspaper or with the experts and others. And in archival research, generally deals with the various type of document, physical documents, letter, historical manuscript, digital documents, records, visual documents, and other to explore a specific concern or issue. And it's the archival research. And then besides the archival research, I also conduct the in-depth interview. So this research not only depends on the documents or the archive in Indonesia institution, also in-depth interview with the staff, college, assistants, student of Muhammad Nasir, and also family of Muhammad Nasir in Indonesia. Because not only the Nasir perspective I can find in the archive. Yeah, sometimes also mostly the staff of Muhammad Nasir still keep a few documents of Muhammad Nasir. So I try to get the document and doing in-depth interview with the college staff and others. And then the technique of data analysis, Punto Wijoyo, the historian, revealed that there are 5 steps of method of analysis can explain as follows. First, the selection of topics. My topic is the Muhammad Nasir on international political talk of Mohammad Nasir and his role in diplomacy. And because the topic, the selection of topic is important, so that the topic is not too broad and can be researched in a specific time. And the sources selection, according to Kunto, historical source must be collected according to the type of history to be studied. We collect the related source. And verification, because I got many archive from Mohammad Nasir, I must verify this is authentic or not. This is Nasir works or not, because Mohammad Nasir, the name of Nasir is general in Indonesia. Yes, sometimes I get just Nasir, who is Bambang Nasir, Muhammad Nasir, or others. And in the pre-revolutionary era, Nasir writing in the newspaper with the other name, not only with Muhammad Nasir, Abdul Muiz, because it is Nasir changed using the pen name or the other name because at that time Indonesian situation under pressure of the Dutch colonialism. So I must verify the source and then interpretation. What Muhammad Nasir means in his document or his work, and giving analysis. And inscription is giving giving the comprehensive writing about the topics, collection, verification, interpretation. Inscription look like the comprehensive thesis, comprehensive article or writing about the Nasir foreign policy. That's all, Prof. My proposal research, revision proposal research, like you suggest before. Thank you, Prof. Thank you for everyone.
All right. Just to before I continue, I just want to mention a couple of things. Are you all cold? You cold? Cold? Huh? No. You cold? You're not cold.
It's okay.
No cold. You're not cold.
Cold? No.
No cold. We have different body.
Yeah, on the mission on Iraq people is not feeling.
We will
It's okay.
See any?
I need okay.
See me?
Yeah, I feel cold.
feel cold. I feel cold as well.
Yeah.
We've already turned the fan.
Maybe because the thing is that
Jonathan turn the fan.
it's the fan, it's the fan.
Directly.
You don't have to turn on and it just reduce the fan, not the temperature.
No.
Because it goes straight to me, yeah, right.
We all get
But you have a theory.
your oxygen had
Theory of theory of coldness. Methodologies of the country. Okay, and then another point here is this. At first I was thinking, Raja, are you online? I think Raja is online. Okay. At first I wanted to start with Raja because this is Raja's work, so it's about, it's the first first draft. So a lot of things I wanted to give feedback on. So it won't be enough time to just spend half an hour, 1 hour. So somebody is coming in now, okay. Half an hour, 1 hour. So we need a longer time for Raja. So the next one will be Raja, will be Hansen, right? Maybe Raja afterwards at 2 o'clock. So you be ready, Raja. So come in before 2 o'clock, Raja. Are you there? Raja, can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, right now. So, anyways, because Hansen, you'll be ready for the next one, yeah? Okay, here we go. Okay, where do we start? Can we look at your title again? Okay, there's a title, right? International Political Thought of Mohammad Nasir and his role in the diplomacy in 20th century. Okay, yeah. We kind of discussed the title before,
Yes,
right?
yes, because I arrest the word of global.
You remove the word
Yes.
global, okay. International political thought of Nasser and his role in the diplomacy in 20th century. Okay, all right. I will go back to the title if it's needed, right?
Yes.
So with this title, there are two parts to this title actually, right? One is
Yes.
to examine his thoughts, right? Specifically his international political thought, right? The other one is to look at his role, right? So what did he do, what did he do in the diplomacy? We're talking about foreign diplomacy, right?
Yes.
So you want to put in the word foreign there, not just diplomacy, I guess, foreign diplomacy or something like that. The title should be that. So that kind of two parts to your research. So you want to be aware of that, right? So if you're covering one, you're not covering the other one, then you might want to just reduce the first one. First part of the title. So you're seeing the role of Mohammad Nasir, then you want to also investigate what he did, right? His actions, his engagements, that kind of thing. So be aware there are two parts to your title. Okay, let's move to the next one. I want to go to the gist of your research first before I talk about other things, right? The six philosophies, the six something there.
Social philosophy.
Yeah, the sixth one, not this one.
Or 6 theories.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're using underlying theory, okay. So it should be theories, not that, right? So this is underlying theory, this is not his theory.
Yes, underlying theory.
Okay, all right. You'll be looking at his theories, right? Let me, so these are the theories he used. Okay, I will comment on the theory just a minute. Yeah. Let's go back to the beginning. So you haven't had any findings yet, yeah?
Come again?
Findings now? Do you have findings now?
Yes.
You have data, you have findings?
Oh no,
Not yet, right?
no, not yet.
So this is the
Just limited data.
limited data.
Data.
So this is on the proposal.
On the proposal.
Proposal, yeah. Have you made your proposal presentation yet?
Yes.
You have.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it defense? Sudah kan? Yes.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet defense.
Okay, not yet.
Just the proposal research presentation.
Okay, right. Just the group
Supervision.
supervision, not to the committee yet.
Not the committee.
For clarifying that. Okay. Number of things you want to be clear about. One is that in the problem statement, let's see a problem statement. Founding seldom studied in its global peace diplomacy research. You should focusing on its domestic role. I think today or tomorrow bring a PC. Maybe we can test the PC so that overcome your laptop situation there. Maybe that this is done on the Apple, right? Right?
Yeah.
It's done on Apple, so maybe there's incompatibility issue that maybe, I don't know. In specific, its diplomatic engagement in the Middle East is often overlooked. There's a lack of theoretical understanding of the role of religious figures as individual global actors in international relations theory. Okay, so you have your problem statement. These are actually the gaps, right? So you want to talk about the gaps. So you want to use the word gaps in explaining this. So we have a problem statement and research gaps or something like that. Yeah? So you want to put in the word research gap, problem statement and research gap. Right? So the problem statement is also to contextualize your research to problematize it. So at the end of the problematization is the gaps that you have identified, right? So you want to show that just turn this into some kind of argument, right? So that you're explaining it as a academic problem, right?
Yes, okay.
And problematize it, right? So you can talk about how international relations theory has been, which is the last part of it, has been focusing mainly on the understanding of something else, but there's a lack of theoretical understanding of the role of religious figures, right? So you can
Yes, bro.
explain that, right?
Yes,
And then you
explain.
identify the research gap. So you can, so integrate this into an explanation, right? But it's okay, you are explaining it, right? So you want to use the word gaps in your problem statement and research gap or something like that, right? And then let's look at your research objectives a bit. Okay, research objectives. What is Nasir's paradigm instead of two should be off? What is Nasir's paradigm of international affairs and rationale to such a view? Okay, and what is Nasir's paradigm of international affairs and international affairs? Another word for affairs, what? International politics.
Politics, yes.
International politics, international, you can use the word diplomacy, you can use the word politics,
Okay.
right?
Arena.
Arena, paradigm of international,
Arena. Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
It depends on what you want to frame it into, right? And the rationale holding to such a view, and the underlying rationale, right? So the underlying rationale, you do not holding to such a view. So you want to know what is it and why, how he justifies his views, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
what
yes.
is his views, right? What is his paradigm, right? And how he justifies it, right? Okay. How identified paradigm may influence analysis conduct in solving international issues beyond Indonesia? Okay. This is a bit tricky here.
Okay.
What do you mean by question number 2?
Yes. I want to get information or get conclusion. What's the connection between how the Nasir political talk may influence in his role in peace diplomacy, Prof. Any connection with his paradigm to his involvement or his role in the peace diplomacy in the Middle East and rebuild Indonesian diplomacy with the other countries.
All right. Okay. So you want to see and explain the connection.
The connection, yes.
His
Paradigm,
actions, his
Idea,
engagement,
yeah.
meaning his actions, right?
Yes, his
With
actions.
his thoughts,
Yeah.
right? So you want to phrase it that way, to investigate and offer possible explanation, and investigate the connections between
His
his
talk,
actions,
his action,
right?
yeah.
And his
talk.
international arena,
Yes.
and his what's the word? His
International political
talks
talks.
and his talks, right? You can phrase it better or improve it, but basically that's what.
Basically, that's
right?
what.
So you want to, rephrase this into something else. How identify paradigm? Okay. You just want to see the connection,
Yes.
and to identify the connection or investigate
Yes,
the
Prof.
connection.
In the question, if in the question 1, I just focus to international political talks,
Thoughts,
and the second is focus in action.
actions, and
Action.
what would be
Yes.
the possible
What's the
connection.
diplomacy? What's the role?
what's the connection between his actions
Yes.
and his thoughts, right?
Yes, Prof.
So you can talk about that. So you want to phrase it that way.
Yeah.
What is the the connection between his actions in the international arena with his paradigm of international politics or international diplomacy, right?
Yes.
You can phrase it that way. By the way, is this recorded, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you can revisit our conversation and then you can recapture and phrase it better. Okay, the third one, let's see, what is the mediating role to rebuild Indonesia's fragile relations during both Sukarno and Suharto's era? This mediating role. Okay, this one is something more specific. Yeah?
Yes, more specific as well.
So, so this should be a sub-question, and then this question 2, right? So this is the Sukarno, fragile, all right. Okay. So he was mediating.
Yes, he was mediating.
Mediating between Sukarno and Suharto.
Try to help rebuild relation.
Try to build that. Okay, right. So this can be a sub-question instead of a separate question. A sub-question. He rephrased it and is what rationale or what political thoughts of his can best explain his mediating role in Sukarno-Suharto conflict or something like that, right?
Yes.
So you want to put it as a sub thing,
Yes.
To see. So it's not a separate one. It's actually still under to that, but the question is the problem is, right? This question you have is different, or is it is a bit a digression from your topic. So if your topic is about its international political thought, this is domestic. See that?
In the
third one.
Yes, yes, but it is domestic issue, but it's still related with the international arena, Prof. Because Nasir has contribution to rebuild international relations with Malaysia, Japan, and other countries.
Okay. So that part will be related to international.
Yeah.
There also might be other parts that might not be related to international affairs, right? International diplomacy, because the Sukarno and Suharto is very much involved in local politics. Well, yeah, definitely more because they are the president. So you want to phrase it in a way that you can see that there might be deviation from your topic, right? Because there is also, he might also do things that are outside of the topic the study, right? So your topic is also about the role is in international diplomacy, right? This might not be international diplomacy, it is diplomacy between two leaders there. So you want to focus on specific aspects of his actions, or you can keep this as a separate discussion or something like that, or maybe certain parts of this mediation involve foreign diplomacy, So so that in that sense, that is the part that you want to connect to, right? So otherwise, you will need to explain something quite different from your topic, and that can be questioned by the examiner. So you can rephrase it so that you reorientate the question so that it is in accordance to your topic.
Yes.
I'm thinking about these are, even though you have two questions, these questions are already heavy, right? And this should be sufficient for PhD research, because you're talking about not just his political thought, right? It's also you're looking at his
Diplomatic role.
the role, his action.
Yes, his action.
You do it like when I roll it. When you roll it, it doesn't get entangled. I roll it, I get entangled. Yeah. How you do? I must learn from you then. Yeah, thank you. Right. So those two are enough, right? So the third one, you want to subsume the third one into the second one, but with a focus on his foreign diplomacy, right? You can phrase it, how has his foreign diplomacy actions and philosophy contribute to the possible mediating role of Sukarno and Suharto. You can phrase it that way, right? As a sub-question. So we do not deviate from your main thesis, but of course you can also discuss his role in mediating between these two. We can, right? Only thing that is not part of your research question, but you can still discuss it. There's no problem discussing it. Because I think there might be other things that comes to play, right?
Actually, Prof, in the second question, I more focus in Nasir's role in the Middle East actually.
The second question.
The second question in the Middle East issue, when Nasir's involvement to helping many Middle Eastern countries to get independence. I just focus. I want to focus at that issue. But in the question 3, focus just in rebuild Indonesian diplomatic roles, with the countries facing tense in Sukarno era and the Suharto era. So it's different area actually.
Okay, then you want to rework on your question then. So one is you are not all his international diplomacy. You are just focusing on Middle East diplomacy.
Yes.
The other one is East Asia and just mention Japan and Malaysia.
Japan and Malaysia.
One is Middle East, the other one is Japan and Malaysia.
Malaysia.
This is specified. Yeah. Question number 2 is about Middle East.
Middle East.
The second
So
one.
I give the specific.
Here's the specific question.
Oh, okay.
Right. In fact, you can make it into 4 questions. The first one is his political thought. Second one is about his Middle East. Right. The third one is Japan. Fourth one is Malaysia.
Yes. Just focus. Just mention the
country or the area. Right?
Okay, Prof.
Well, Japan also there was. How about China? They say because that would be East Asia, right? Japan.
Yes, but China doesn't have a tense with Indonesia.
All right.
Yes.
All right. But China is involved very strong.
Now.
Okay. Before no, yeah. Before
China,
it's Russia, right?
Yes, it's Russia.
Okay, before it's Russia.
But actually, at the Suharto era, Suharto didn't close with China.
Was not.
No, because Suharto more closely with the United States. because CIA, many historians said, involved to step down Sukarno.
Oh, that CIA wanted to
Yes,
to
that's why. So, yes.
kudeta.
Kudeta.
Kudeta Soekarno.
11 Maret apa? Kudeta 11 Maret.
Oh, okay, that's where they involve a woman and all that, right?
Yes.
And Soekarno could show the picture of the woman to all my people. I'll be proud of it.
Yes, correct.
I can even seduce a Western, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. But there's also the Maoist movement there, right? Was it a Maoist movement?
Maoist movement?
Maoist
Maoist, yes.
in China, in Indonesia.
No. China has a good connection with Indonesia just in the Sukarno era.
Soekarno?
Yes, Sukarno era.
Soekarno era.
The axis Peking, Jakarta, Moscow.
Alright.
The axis of the Peking, Jakarta, Moscow. That's why Sukarno combined nationalism, communism, and religious,
Yes.
which is getting criticized by Mohammad Nasir because the communism and religion is not compatible.
Well, the analysis is, but the prescription is not.
Okay, Prof. So I must
Yeah,
put the specific.
too specific. Yeah,
Okay.
then becomes
Yes.
much a sharper analysis. The analysis becomes sharper, and in a way, you're closing the windows of attack from the examiner. How come you did not analyze this? How come you did not analyze that? Right?
Yes.
About relations with Philippines or Singapore or Thailand and whatever else. Just in case Mohammad will say something.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you, Prof. Yes.
So it's just
It's good.
specific
Yes.
there, right?
It's correct.
Yeah, and you might also discover certain political thought that's much more relevant to the Middle East. Nasir's political thought that's much more relevant to the Middle East. Some Nasir's political thought that's much more relevant to Malaysia. The political thought that's much more relevant to Japan,
Yes.
because he might have different interpretation, application of his political thought, right?
Yes. Okay.
But that'd be fascinating to look into. Okay, other things I want to comment. So this is that's the gist of your work, right? I'm still cool, but it's okay. Now,
Can I sit here? We replace the views.
well, maybe you sit here. Yeah, okay, you sit there, right? 10 ringgit. 10 ringgit is cheap. It's not even hot seat. Asia 10 ringgit is okay. Asia, you want to get hot seat, what, 50 ringgit? How much? You know Asia, right? You got to say, right? Okay, thank you. No, I need my notes. Yes,
I think this is special.
huh?
This is
Special, but you recognize this?
Yeah. What, this? Yeah, it's a flag, but I don't know. Yeah, but
You don't know what flag this is? Anyone knows what flag this is?
it's
What? Palestine? Yeah. Palestine. But this Palestine is 4 colors, right? White,
Yeah.
red,
Yeah.
green, and
Because here white and this is green like triangle.
yeah. Palestine 4 colors. I put blue so that
Actually, this
there's a
all-
Malaysian
yeah.
influence in there.
This is Arab is close, all of our close to each other.
The color,
design.
the design, yeah, okay. All right, continue on Pizarro. Other things I want to talk about, right? You mentioned past research just now. You can go to past research. I see not far away. Can you pass me my glasses and the whole thing? Sorry. God. So I see Modi factor there. What's the connection between Modi and
Modi factor. Yes.
what's that about?
Yes, it reveals the Modi factors in shaping in India's foreign policy. It's related with the idiosyncrasy. Idiosyncrasy was.
Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure what the connection is about when you talk about.
I just take the idiosyncratic factors
Okay.
in the case of the India foreign policy.
All right. Okay. I'm not sure what you talk So that one, and then, where's the connection with Mohammad Nasir and then Malaysia there? Okay, so you show something like this, you want to be able to explain it, right? And during the presentation, the best is you are here when you make the presentation, you are able to point towards the board, right? Either using the cursor or you yourself stand there and explain, right? Okay, interviews. Before I touch on something else, all right. When you for proposal defense, your methodology is important. So you need to be clear about your methodology.
Yes, Prof.
So you talk about archival research, and you also talk about in-depth interviews, right?
Yes.
So your in-depth interviews, you kind of mentioned it in one line there, right? And you want to be able to list who, and you did mention who is there, but under in-depth interviews on it.
In the interview.
Under in-depth interview.
Oh, who is the person?
Who, actually, you did say the family and all that, just make it a list so that people can see, right? So the list, because in-depth interview is important to be able to.
So making specific, Prof.
Be specific, yeah.
Okay.
Examples, something like that, right? Examples, so the sampling becomes clear, right? So also in-depth interviews here, of course, you're doing in-depth interviews that is not random, of course, you're doing something very purposive, so to say, right? Selected individuals. So you talk about former staff, you put an example.
Who is the former staff?
In what organization, or what, right? And just
what his role before?
Yeah, so people can see, because this is also an important part of your research there, right? The former students, experts, family members, right? But that will be an important contribution to your thesis, because these are things that might not be captured in in the documents, in archives, but you're highlighting that part. And okay, now it's about the presentation part. I would like to point out, homing. Yeah, right. This happens during your presentation as well, okay? So what you want to do for your presentation, as I mentioned just now, is to point to the part that you're explaining, right? You should do that also, homing. You should do that as well in your presentation. Because sometimes you do not know where are you explaining it. There might be 3, 4 points. Which point are you explaining? So you use the cursor or you stand there right, point towards there, right? And remember, when you point, homing, can you just stand up and point to the board? Can you stand up?
Yeah.
Stand up and point to the board, like you're explaining it.
Which one?
Just point.
Example.
Okay, that's a good one. So you do not face the other way. That's the way you stand. You point this way instead of doing this. Yeah. Okay. So you stand like doing this. Yes. Yeah. Point to that. Yeah. Good. That's good. That's right. So you're not facing. Your back is not facing the audience. It's the front that faces the audience. Yes. Not the back, right? The front.
So public more understanding which part I speak.
Yes.
So when we do the presentation, we must start.
Yes. The best is actually to stand and explain better. So and by doing that, you also re-channeling the power to you instead of to the PowerPoint, because the PowerPoint doesn't have power. It doesn't have power because it's like Especially there are a lot of words that do not convey much. The words when articulated becomes powerful. And now, Pizarro and Homing, this is the same case, yeah, about pronunciation, right?
Yeah.
In the presentation last time, Homing, your presentation last time, your pronunciation is still hard to understand. Yeah, I think more than 50%. When I listen to it, right, I will have to tune in. Oh, this is what you're saying. This is what you're gonna say, right? Now, Pizarro, the same thing. There are certain words that you will need to pronounce more accurately, right? You do not have the problem of communication per se. It's the pronunciation, right?
Okay.
So things like archive, not arsip.
Yes, sometimes I mention
the
arsip.
Indonesian word, right? Arsip, it's also Indonesian word. Right? So engagement.
Okay.
I think you said something else, isn't it? Particular. I think you said something else. I think particular. Right? Principle, not principle. Right? Principle is Indonesian, right? Written, not written, right? Written.
Tertulis.
Written and not written. No, I think you said written.
Not written. Yeah.
Not written. Okay.
Written.
Cohesiveness. I think you said something else, isn't it? Right? Cohesiveness. So what I'd like you all to do is to, the Google has it. I think there are other text, and then text to speech. You just highlight the whole thing. Let the internet do the reading to it, and you say, oh, this is how you pronounce it. This is how you pronounce it. Right?
Okay, Prof.
I'm not critiquing your language and belittling you. I'm here to make sure that your communication is not a problem to the examiners and the community, right? In the community, so that they can hear you clearly, they can understand what you're saying. They are not annoyed. Some of these committee members can get annoyed, right? And when they're annoyed, remember what Dr. Sundramoorthy was saying. When they're annoyed, they work harder to be more careful with you. They're more diligent. They are stricter. They're stricter. So we do not want to get them to be annoyed. So you want to help them to understand better, right? And the other one is, since in this case Hani was controlling the slide, and Pizarro you were explaining, right? You want to check what slide is on,
Yes.
and you are explaining the slide there, right? There were moments that the slide was something else, and you were already the next slide, right? And I can sense that you're already in the next slide, but the one on the board is the previous slide, right? So remember that you are actually not reading or reciting. We are explaining. So we are explaining to the audience. Like you're talking to the audience, right? That's the part that you want to be aware in your communication, right? So now the archival research, Pizarro, archival research. I'm not sure you give a possible sample of the archival research. Do you have it there?
Yes.
You give a sample of that.
Ini, Prof.
Yeah, okay.
Letters, historical manuscript, digital document.
Yeah, okay. So what is it? So what I mean is examples.
Oh, example.
So examples, so you say letters. There were letters written by Nasser to the Palestinian PLO, for instance. I think there's something like that. Right? So these are so they can see that you have some clarity of your sampling there, right? So historical manuscript, if he had some speeches written or
So I
something.
must give specific.
Specific, just as an example.
Okay.
Just example, so they know that you have something in mind, and there are something specific to what you want to get, right? Now there is a question, right? Also, if you look at your limitation, I need to go to limitation.
Limitation study.
Limitation of study, yeah. Your limitation of study, you mentioned that point number 1 in your limitation of study, I think.
Atas lagi. Atas lagi.
Scroll up.
Up or down? It's the last one, I guess.
Limitation, no, I think it was after the problem statement analysis question.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, this is interesting. It seems like it's compatibility issue.
I'm not sure. It's very slow.
It's very slow, right? Usually you don't. Usually there's only like one in
Satu lagi mas.
15 minutes or so.
This one.
Yeah, so this research aims to provide a complete analysis. So complete is okay. I'm not sure there's a limitation or no limitation. Of the foundation. So you want to phrase it, you want to change it differently so that it becomes a limitation, right?
Yes,
And you do not want to promise a complete analysis. And then there will be a problem if you use the word complete. So I'm not sure that's how you.
I will erase.
Huh?
I will erase this
Sure,
point.
you might want to erase it, right?
Okay.
I think you need to mention which one to focus on the non-SIR actions, foreign policy, domestic policy.
Yeah.
This limits. This can be.
That could be a limitation because
Yes.
Nasir is also very much a local leader, right? Very much entrenched, very much involved in the domestic issues. So some of his thoughts might be overlapping with his some of his domestic or local ideas might be overlapping with the international political thoughts. So that is in a way a limitation or a bit of a problem maybe. So the lines between local or domestic and international and foreign, right? So that is can be seen as a limitation, I guess. Yeah. All right, and any other things? Okay, the institution cohesiveness and
Yes,
institutional cohesiveness.
Yes.
There's adjectives, so it should be institutional cohesiveness. So these are theories you'll be looking into, right? Not necessarily. I'm not sure when you talk about the underlying theory, should be theories. Yeah. Are you using it to analyze, or are you using it to? How are you using this theory?
Just to analyze, Prof.
To analyze.
To analyze.
this work.
To
Okay.
analyze.
All right. Okay. So, you are looking at how these theories explain his thoughts.
Yes.
Right.
And rules.
Huh? And
Yes,
role.
and
Yeah.
role, yes.
Okay. All right. All right. If that's so, right. And then I will see how it is being used later on. Then I can see the applicability of the theory and to as an analytical concept or analytical theories. You say social philosophy. So social philosophy is actually a big word. It is. How do you explain social philosophy just now? Can I see how you explain social philosophy? And then you're gonna move slowly. Gotta move slowly. Slowly. There you go. Slowly. All right. You got that one. Okay. Not social solidarity after that, I think.
The social philosophy.
All right, down there. Okay, social philosophy seeks to explain the nature of society, principles of social and solidarity, so interdisciplinary effort. So, if you social philosophy is actually the big is an umbrella.
Yeah.
Umbrella. You're explaining philosophy. So, political thought, in a way, is part of social philosophy too, because social philosophy is anything that's social. Right? Philosophy that's anything. So political is also social, economic is also social. In that sense, is broad. So I'm not sure whether you can call this a theory. It is an area, not a theory. So you might want to remove this. You are actually doing the social philosophy of
That's it.
let's say,
Yes.
but the political thought, the social philosophy that looks into the political thought, international political thought. So it's actually part of social philosophy.
Social philosophy. Yes.
So I suppose you can remove this one as an underlying theory. It's not quite a theory, it's more like a field. It's a field. It's a field. But so in a way, you are also doing social philosophy.
Yeah.
Because paternalism is a social philosophy too, right?
So I must erase the
I think you remove it.
yes because you previously suggested to using
Social philosophy.
social philosophy. Yes.
Social philosophy as a field of study,
Okay.
not a theory, right?
Not in theory.
Not a theory.
Okay.
So under social philosophy as a field of study,
Mhm.
how do you carry out a study of social philosophy?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what you want to look into. How do social philosophers study things? So there's a social philosophy of Plato, social
Yes.
philosophy of whatever. So like my brother is looking social philosophy of
Yes. I contact your brother.
social
Yes.
philosophy of the
Tariqah Ahmadiyah.
Muhammadiyah.
Oh, okay.
So that's a social philosophy. So you're capturing the philosophy, the social philosophy, right?
Okay, bro.
And you are actually doing social philosophy too.
Okay.
But that social philosophy that looks into international political thought. Right? So this falls under if it's a school, a school of philosophy, there's something called social philosophy. There's also logic is another school of philosophy, another field in philosophy. Logic, what other things? Epistemology.
Yes.
This is a field of philosophy. So there's a philosophy of research, right? That is philosophy too. But here is social philosophy, the philosophy of a particular person or institution, or that is social philosophy. Of a perspective like paternalism, patriarchy, and all that. That's a philosophy, right? So if you want to remove that,
Okay.
what I'm telling you is that what is it? Social philosophy so you want to look at how social philosophy is being studied, and so you look at that, and then you want to see how is it being articulated, studied, right? Now, since you are doing political thought, right, and you're analyzing a person's thought, right, there are other methodology. There are methodology. So, archival research is a methodology that is rather general. Basically, you're looking at the data, right? The data. Something that is more specific,
What's bro?
more, for instance, would be like discourse analysis.
Discourse analysis.
or critical discourse analysis, which is used in international relations, also used in looking at political thoughts actually. So this I have a lecture last time on
Yeah,
discourse and critical discourse. Is it in English or bahasa? I forgot.
in bahasa.
Bahasa. Bahasa English.
Right?
Yeah. You could look at it in YouTube. They explain that.
Yeah.
Because that will be relevant to what you're doing.
Okay.
So discourse analysis will look at the discourse of the person, right? His speeches mainly, or his words, or whatever, his writings, right? And to be able to analyze the discourse from a power perspective, right? So that is one something that a type methodology that you can go deeper conceptually. So archival research will be the type of data you're analyzing, right?
Okay.
It's about the type of the data analyzing. Discourse analysis is about the conceptual analysis you're applying.
Okay.
You see what I mean, right?
Yes, I know.
How, what is the conceptual?
It's more relevant, I think.
It could be more relevant, right? So like phenomenology, like Yufeng will be doing, Carla will be using, they'll be emphasizing the essences, right? Discourse analysis will be looking at the power dimension in the discourse. So how power is being constructed, what power has been, there. So the grounded theory is also kind of a conceptual methodology that looks at the why, a model to explain the phenomena, right? Whereas phenomenology still look at phenomena, but look at the essences behind it, right? The meanings behind it. So this different methodology has a different conceptual emphasis, right? So something to understand when you carry out research. Okay, so
So I must put the critical discourse analysis as one of
methodology. But you look at it first whether you want to use it as something relevant. I think it can be relevant.
Yes, it can be relevant.
It can be relevant because it's you're using a deeper analysis of the thoughts, right? Now that said, discourse analysis will usually look at, for instance, Sukarno's discourse on Sukarno, right? His speeches, his documents, his policies,
Yes, his activism.
Yeah. Sorry?
His activism.
His activism. So you look at the discourse and see.
And I analyze the discourse.
Analyze the discourse in a critical manner.
Yes.
In a critical manner, right? So you look at there's discourse analysis. There's also critical discourse analysis. Critical discourse analysis will be much more critical, right?
Okay.
There's discourse analysis will be one level you could go into.
Yes, we review the.
We review, but you're reviewing from a power perspective.
Okay.
Power perspective, which I think is relevant here.
From the power perspective.
From a power perspective, right? You just do a write-up. So, and I think your ability in journalism, in your law writing, this perspective is definitely useful for you as a methodological tool as well.
Okay.
Right. You can look at my YouTube presentation where I listed down, I think, 18 points about it or something like that.
So I use 3 methods, Prof. You mean, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can talk about that. So
okay, Prof.
So the discourse analysis is you do not have to change anything. You are actually the analysis part. Is the analysis part.
Yes.
Right. The analysis part.
Okay, Prof.
Right. So it gives you an approach to analyze.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So it doesn't change the interview. Doesn't change the archival research.
Okay.
It strengthens it. Right.
Yes. If in-depth interview, archival research just collecting data.
Just collecting data. This one is about the analytical methodology.
Yes. Discourse analysis to review the
Yes.
idea and the activism of Nasir.
That's right.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Okay, welcome. So, anyone has some comments or anything for inputs for Pizarro?
Just 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Can we 3
Okay.
minutes? It's fine.
Yeah, thank you. So I don't know about Islam, South Asia so much. You have experience, but I really have experience in the Middle East. Despite, especially where the First World War happened and canceled the Islamic or declined the Islamic Khilafah at that time. So in Islamic society, especially in the Middle East, they felt alienation. Yeah, something is strange because they used to use the Islamic political Islam in their shaping the state or the lifestyle or everything. So now they have a new strategy, new political issues. They came from Western policy. Western policy according to the Islamic decided federal or something mushrikeen or something like that.
Yes, yes.
So we don't, with our principle, we don't accept the mushrik or the federal to be leader or to guide. So that's something is happening is how can I say this conflict inside the Muslim individual and Muslim society. For this reason, appeared the new idea we call, especially in Egypt, Sayyid Qutb and Hassan al-Banna.
Hassan al-Banna,
So we established that one Muslim.
Ikhwan.
So one Muslim is mixed between the, I mean, in the middle. Do not follow the secularism, don't follow communism. So they want to create something new from the Islamic political Islam. And this is also affecting the Shia. We call the Khomeini and Mohammad Reevany established this as a new theory, and he say he written, for example, Mohammad Reevany he written 2 books. One of book called Facilitators, our philosophy, and the second book Iqtisaduna, our economy. So he criticized the secularism, capitalism, and communism at the same time. And we say that's our view, Islamic view in the philosophy and also in the economy. So when you talk about the Nasir, we talk about they stay in the middle, not follow to the capitalism, not follow the communism. So I see is that, I mean, his background affected by Islam ideology.
Yes, yes.
And that's saying,
That's true.
is there a relationship between his idea and Middle East idea, for example, Ikhwan Muslimin or Shia, Khomeini or Mohammad Reevany? Maybe that may enhance your research if you mentioned that, or especially when you want to talk about Middle East, the second question in your research. So I just want to open this. Is this a new system you want to establish within from Islam ideology or
Hassan al-Banna is very influential as a political thinker, and he's
Including in the Southeast Asia.
and he's influenced a lot of political, religious figures, as well as political, including Iran. Including Iran, Iraq.
Al-Banna has influences in Iran.
Huh?
Hassan al-Banna has.
Yes.
Because al-Banna.
Still now, Iran have a university every year. They will do a ceremony celebration for his death.
Oh.
Yeah, it's, with memory surface. Memory surface.
In memory of Hassan al-Banna. Oh, okay.
Because as I know, Hassan al-Banna is Sunni scholar.
Yeah, so if you go after Mubarak, this is President Morsi. Mohammad Morsi.
He's from Ikhwan.
Mohammad Morsi is from Ikhwan. He has a good relationship with the Iran government.
At that time, the clash, so to say, the clash between Sunni and Shia is not strong.
It's not strong.
Not strong. Yeah. Just like under Saddam wasn't a big.
They just use this for political ideology.
So under Saddam wasn't a big clash between the Sunni and.
No. Saddam is secular.
Yeah, Saddam is secular.
But after economic section, he used this is.
It's being politicized.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Pizarro, this is progress. You want to make sure that how long have you registered now? 1 semester, 2 semesters?
3 semester maybe.
3 semesters, okay.
3 semester because I moved from the
Full time or part time you're doing?
Part-time.
Part time. So you should be doing it this semester then.
yes.
So the aim is actually between 6 to 9 months. The most is 1 year to make your proposal presentation. To the committee. So you want it for part time, you will extend it another 3 months or so. That will be the target. So you do not want to prolong your proposal presentation. You want to get it improved, and once you improve or the points are raised to you now, you can get present again, and then if it's okay, then we should arrange for your proposal presentation.
Okay,
So your target should be this semester. What this semester?
semester
Going to end soon.
until when? Hanif?
Yeah, it's end soon. It's another,
Will be soon.
Yeah, another few weeks, I think. But we for you all, because you are doing research, right? So 1 or 2 months time, that should be your aim, right? For the proposal defense, right? So
Yes, maybe.
improve your presentation and present again, and then once it's okay, then you should be
Okay, Defense.
doing the defense. You want to,
Yes.
yeah. So
Inshallah,
I guess August, July, August, the latest September.
Later September.
Yeah, that should be your aim.
So maybe August maybe I will.
Okay,
present.
Yeah. Okay, we can
Come
do
back
that,
here, yes.
right?
Prof, I'm sorry, Prof. In the research question, Hanif, please. Should I give the specific country in the Middle East? Or actually Nasir just in 3 countries, Tunisia, Aljazair, Morocco.
You could use because yes, if you look at his thoughts for the Middle East, are more or less the same for the countries, right? You can use the word Middle East, and in the explanation you just use that
Okay.
Nasser has involved in many these countries, and his views or his thoughts or his paradigm are very much similar.
Okay.
So you need to just not the West Asia.
Yeah,
Because
West Asia.
he mentioned that his 3 countries is North Africa.
North Africa, not Middle East.
Middle East, but not Africa.
Yeah.
Not West Asia.
The right word is West Asia, not Middle East.
Yeah.
Middle East is
From the US.
From the European,
Yeah, I
From us,
understand.
we call it West
Yeah.
From us, we call it West Asia, right?
Yeah.
And China should not be Far East. It's only far from Europe, right?
Aljazair, Morocco
East Asia.
is part of Middle East or Northern Africa, bro?
Desire Africa.
So Northern Africa,
North Africa. Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria is North
because they are Arabic actually.
The Arab also.
They are Arabs.
Arab two continental.
Yeah.
So in Africa and Asia.
Asia, yeah.
So we have Arab Asia and Africa, Arab Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So we cannot mention them as the Middle East.
Middle East include everything.
All the-
Middle East include all this.
It's
Arab
West,
and non-Arab.
it's Western.
Oh,
Include
okay.
Iran, Azerbaijan, Afghanistan, all this Middle
It
East.
is part of
From Morocco to India, I mean maybe Afghanistan or
Afghanistan.
all this is Middle East.
Yeah. Maybe Afghanistan is South Asia, right?
This is term debate. Yeah. We call it South Asia.
Because of Asia.
Yeah, South Asia.
Okay. Thank you.
It's a debate. It's a term debate. West.
Yeah, this is a Western conception of who we are.
Yeah.
Maybe accept them.
But it's Arabic word.
Correct word.
It's Arabic word.
Yeah, but different content.
And
Okay.
then the elite is the Gulf states. The elite Arabs are in the Gulf states, right?
Is right?
The Gulf
Gulf.
states.
Yeah, Gulf state is Asia.
Is the elite Arabs. Iraq was in the Gulf state,
Iraq, Gulf state.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
we share all the same Gulf. Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. but
That's why you can invade Kuwait. Right?
yeah. What do you know? Yemen also.
Yemen, of course, Yemen
Yeah.
is counted.
But it's
But Yemen is not
we don't
as
belong
strictly.
to count states because democratic.
How about Iran? Iran is the
No, Iran is not Arab. No.
Arab, not Arab.
But Middle East, but still Middle
That's
East.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
According to the
because
Quran.
it's Persia, right?
Persian.
Persia, yeah.
Farsi. So we call, for example, Iman, we say that the cow is Persian cow, not Arab. They say not, this is not Arab cow, this is Persian cow.
Persian cow.
So Arab, we say no, this is Arab cow.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you very much
Okay,
for
welcome,
your
welcome.
presentation. And Muhtadi, thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. All the best.
We are ready for the next one. Hunter, are you ready? Hopefully we could, complete your session in half an hour's time. If not, we will continue at 2 o'clock. Yeah, Anton? Can you hear me? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Crying, my laptop is crying.
Give you my laptop?
Huh?
Give you my laptop? This my laptop is in you. You want to use mine?
But the system is here, the software.
Yeah. The system is there.
Yeah, can I start now?
Hold on, yeah. Anil is helping me to set up.
Okay, I can start right now.
Your voice is a bit choppy, a bit.
Because of the
Connection.
because of the laptop.
Hanif laptop problem.
Let's bring the.
It's okay right now.
Yeah, just a minute, yeah. You just want to make sure.
Because WebEx is updating, bro. So now the new version of WebEx is heavier than the previous one.
Oh.
So now my laptop is very struggling
Okay.
because the new version is heavier than the previous
Yeah,
one.
I see.
They
Okay.
updated,
Hard.
becomes more heavy.
Okay, we will see what we can do. I don't know about you can use our laptop from CPR's laptop.
The one is not strong enough.
Not strong enough,
I can feel it's
So when we have
PC, bro. PC is better.
PC is better, right? We can always upgrade the PC, right? Yeah. I'll bring.
Laptop is.
Oh, we can use my PC first. I'll just bring the PC for
Okay,
here.
we can try.
You have my key, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bring my PC, and then be fine. Okay, Hanson, we are ready. Hopefully,
Yes, that's already.
a bit choppy now, your voice. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right, now it's fine. You're not cold, I'm fine, yeah.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, all right.
Still fine.
I think there's internet connection problem.
What?
Yes. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, the problem is CPR, I think.
Our CTO other CTO, our chief technology officer.
现在可以吗？可以呢。Okay. So I will ready. I'm ready.
Hi. It's still choppy your voice, but keep on talking, keep talking. If I'm not sure what you're saying, I'll ask you, yeah? Continue, Hanjin.
Okay.